Thank you for coming back in to see me today, Anne. Let's start off with tell me how things have been going for you lately and how you've been feeling.
Um, well, I think I've been feeling a little bit better than sometimes. I have my good days and bad days.
Mm-hmm. What do your good days look like?
My good days look like I get up and um, at least wash up, comb my hair, and go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I can work maybe I work part time, so I can get through the day working about 4 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, those are my good days.
Mm-hmm. So, doing those daily routines on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not difficult at all and 10 being extremely difficult, how would you rate that in terms of being able to get up and do those things you mentioned?
Mm, well, on my good day, it's probably at least an 8. On a bad day, it may be a 2, where I don't feel like getting up and going anywhere. Just maybe want to stay at home.
10 is extremely difficult, 1
Yeah.
is not as difficult.
Hmm.
So, 8, so on a good day, it is an 8 or a 2.
On a good day, it's a 2.
Okay. But on a bad day, it might be more of an 8.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And on those bad days, do you find yourself late to work or forgetting things, not remembering
Um,
appointments?
yeah, on my bad days, sometimes I'm late to work, or if I am on time, yes, I sometimes I forget something, and um, like usually it's just maybe to make my lunch or something, and I just go ahead and don't worry about it,
Mm-hmm.
and just eat when I get home.
Okay. So last session, we you filled out a depression questionnaire, our patient health questionnaire, and if it's okay with you, I'd like to review it with you
Okay.
and see what the results are. So here it says that you notice changes in your appetite. Can you tell me more about that?
Mm, I think probably on my bad days is when I'm not as hungry, but I like to snack a lot. So if I'm sitting around watching TV, I'm eating more junk food than what I probably should, like maybe a
Mm-hmm.
whole bag of potato chips or something.
Mm-hmm.
But on my good days, and if that's a work day, then I try to eat, healthier.
Okay. All right. Any other changes you've noticed, specifically with your bad days in terms of sleeping or tiredness or physical pain?
Mm. Um, I think on my bad days, sometimes the night before, I may not be able to sleep as well. So then, not wanting to get up, and if it's on my day off work, then I just lay in the bed all day that
Mm-hmm.
day. So I don't have as much energy.
Right. Um, and in terms of being able to tell when you're going to have a bad day, is that usually dependent upon how much sleep you get the night before?
Um, a lot of times it is, but sometimes I can get a decent amount of sleep and still have a bad day. It just depends on what's on my mind. If I'm thinking about something that makes me sad.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And some of the information in the pamphlet that we gave you says that some common symptoms of depression is a lack of appetite or a change in appetite, lack of sleep, fatigue, things like that. What do you think about that?
Mm, well, like I said, I definitely think it affects me if I um, am thinking about something sad. Sometimes that keeps me from sleeping well, and then of course, then the next day I'm not rested, so
Mm-hmm.
that I have a bad day.
Right.
So, and then if I sometimes if my appetite is not that good, like I said, I still end up eating things I shouldn't eat or eating too much junk food.
Hmm. Do you think you have depression?
Yeah, I think I probably do. Yeah. Um,
Based on what we've talked about so far and the symptoms and the results of the questionnaire?
yeah. Seems like the symptoms I have probably line up with depression, and I've been told that it runs in my family.
Mm. So you may have some family history of depression as well.
Yes.
Okay. Um, who do you go to talk about any kind of personal issues, or what does your support system look like?
Um, when I go to church, I can talk to maybe one or two people that I go to prayer group with, but I generally don't feel like I can talk to anyone, so I hold a lot of stuff in and don't
Hmm.
talk to people too much about my problems.
Yeah, that can feel overwhelming, can it?
Hmm.
Sure. Okay. And then I remember also a few sessions ago we talked about how your son's behavior in school, misbehaving in school, has also put an added stressor on you. Has that improved at all since last time we spoke?
It's about the same. He's 17 now, so they kicked him out of school.
Mm.
So he is thinking about getting his GED, but generally, I've just been talking to him more about his behavior and telling him that he needs to um, be able to get along with people and follow instructions so he can get a job and contribute to society.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me more sad and more depressed by his behavior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, okay. Also, in the last session, I remember you mentioning that you have um, tried to reach out to other mental health professionals before and doctors, and that always wasn't a good experience for you. Would you mind talking a little bit about what some of those negative experiences were?
Well, some of the experiences were just that I didn't feel comfortable talking to those people. And if I felt like that they really didn't care or listen to my concerns, then I felt like what was the use of talking to them? So I
Right.
prefer not to talk to people who don't care about my feelings.
Right. So you were able to tell, or you felt that the person you were talking to wasn't really invested, didn't really genuinely care about your problems and what was going on with you.
Yeah, that's been some of my past experiences.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then also here on you list some of your past medications. What was your experience with Zoloft in the past? So I see you took that for only about 3 months. What was your experience with that?
Um, I think I probably just thought I felt better and decided to stop taking it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it made me like more sleepy or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, well, I feel better now, so I stopped taking it.
So perhaps Zoloft or medication in particular, or in general, may not be the best route of treatment for you.
Um, I think so far, talking to people who I think care
Mm-hmm.
and actually talking to people in my prayer group and church, I think that's been helpful.
Well, great. That's good to hear. So, looking ahead, um, and looking ahead down the road in your continuing therapy, and the therapy that we're doing is a kind of talk therapy or interpersonal therapy where we just kind of sit here together and talk about some things. Um, Looking ahead, and if you can see therapy working for you in the long run, how do you think things will be different for you in your life and in your son's life?
Um, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I don't mind keep coming back for sessions or whatever, and then maybe possibly even me and my son, maybe would even need to do some therapy sessions together that may help him. So we'll just have to see, where it takes us.
Yeah. So what I hear you saying is that you are open to therapy and possibly even family therapy sessions with your son, and that um, you are more or less motivated to cope with your depression. Is that right?
Yes.
Right. All right. Well, this is one of the many steps we'll take as we work together. So I appreciate you coming out again today to see me. Thanks.